We're here today with Izic from the Red Addicts, who's releasing his debut album, Inauguration, on Tuesday, March 23rd. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
So we wanted to learn all about your debut album, and we just wanted to get started asking you how you started to make music.
It all started about, I'd say around late 2005, like my senior year in high school, and started with Big Pit. We're good homies, and we just shared a passion for music, and he was really talented at the time. He was already making some beats and on some shitty ass programs, and it was sounding pretty good. So we started working with each other. I'm like, I wanted to rap like just to express myself in that way. It wasn't really like I was trying to be like this gangster rapper or whatever it was. I was just trying to just express myself musically through that way. Because, if I could have put a band together or along the lines of, putting like a 4-piece group or something like that, I would have done it, but that's not the tools I was working with at the time. So, we got together and we shared the same passion. And my brother was actually working at a studio at the time in Spring Valley. So it was like the perfect opportunity for us to go test what we had. So we went in there one time and we made this track. It's called Without You. That was the first song we ever made, ever. And it was horrible. It was horrible, but, it was cool at the time. Like, it was whatever, It's like, I look back at it now, I'm like, oh my God, I don't even want to hear this shit. But at the time, it was like, it was cool, it was whatever. But we just started from that and just, man, shitty recordings. And I don't know, and we just got better off it. We learned from our mistakes and just evolved into what we are today. And, Jimmy Jam, which is my neighbor from Claremont, he was in it and he did it with us. And he moved to Chicago for a while. And then RL joined the group. And it's been us three ever since. And, Jimmy Jam came back from Claremont. And he still does songs with us and has been performing with us lately and everything. So it's kind of like RL, me, and Big Pit is Red Addicts now. And we used to go by ERA, but we changed it to Red Addicts. And so we're the three, but Jimmy Jam comes by pretty often and still performs with us and stuff. So.
And along the road, have you faced any challenges?
Many. The main ones was just being doubted, by my peers, and, nobody ever believed in us, and I don't blame them, we weren't nothing back in the day. As far as musically, we weren't doing anything big or sounding hot or anything, but, there was this few people that really believed in us, and, those people still believe in us today. And they're true friends and stuff. But, there were just many bumps as far as just knowledge goes. We have no knowledge of what the hell we were doing. And it just, we did everything the right way. We did it. We started from square one and worked our way up. And it's just incredible to what we have evolved to from where we started. So, yeah, the biggest bump I'd say was just, just being hated on and just, just people just, talking shit or whatever, But recently I got to prove a lot of those people wrong, so now I'm feeling good and smiling.
And how do you deal with those doubts? Do you express in your music, or how do you kind of fight back?
Yeah, like, I've always been talking about haters and those people. And it's like, when I say haters, I ain't talking about, probably the hater in your life. I'm talking about the people that doubted me. I'm talking about the people that really, put me down on different levels and stuff. So, yeah, I've made references to that, but it's like usually how I dealt with it, it was expressing it, writing it down, but also just telling myself that I'm not going to be like them 10 years from now. I'm not going to be working no 9 to 5. I'm going to be having my money. I'm going to be doing what I'm doing now. I'm going to be doing the same thing, pursuing my dreams while they don't even know what their dreams is. So, a lot of people get lost in their life and, don't even know what the hell they're going to do and been doing the same thing for 8 years and, You know what I mean? They're like, well, where the hell have my years been? You know what I mean? But so it's like, I've always been telling myself, you know, the same people be down on us, but whatever, they'll be looking up to us one day. And, you know, it's slowly starting to be like that. But at the same time, I stay humble about it. And I never forget where I come from. I never forget my roots and what made me who I am today. And a lot of those people actually made me who I am today because they kept me going. They kept me really wanting to prove people wrong, prove them wrong. So, yeah.
And what separates Izic and the Stone Red Addicts from the rest of the people that are popular in the industry today?
A lot of things, actually. We don't, well, number one, we don't even like any of that music. We are really musically inclined and musically knowledgeable to a lot of different music that's not even hip-hop. And we don't get our inspiration from hip-hop. And like a lot of these people that are rapping or whatever, they stay in that world. They still stay in that trendiness of dressing that way, or, you know what I mean, talking a certain way, and, you know what I mean, whatever's hot at the time, you know, it's like they wear that. They like, you know what I mean, they wear like, you know, the clothes and stupid shit, and, you know, they sound like, they try to sound like everybody else, you know. It's like us, we just sound like us. We don't try to be nothing. We don't try to like act like nobody. We're just ourselves. And the thing that's really cool about us is the fact that we each have 3 different personalities. Big Pit's more like quiet, laid back, just stoner, crazy guy. You know what I mean? It's just crazy stoner. And which he goes by the Weed King, which he calls himself, which he's definitely earned that title. And RL's more kind of a funny guy, happy-go-lucky, the less controversial out of all of us, you know, and he's just cool guy like that. And I'm just the more leader, asshole, kind of iron fist kind of guy, because I have to be, you know, there has to be a direction in the group. So, like, you know, money maker kind of guy. That's what I'm about, you know, just making my money and keeping the group focused. So it's every personality is different. We don't act the same. We don't dress the same. We don't talk the same, like a lot of these other groups in the industry do. So, and it shows in the music, you know, it really shows. And we don't sound like everybody else, you know. So, I mean, we may talk about the same things other people talk about, you know, because, you know, it's like it's inevitable not to talk about girls or drugs and, you know what I mean. But it's like I'm not going to talk about it the same way your favorite rapper's going to talk about it. You know what I mean? It'll be expressed real. It'll be expressed differently. And they're just, I'm not rapping a line because I heard somebody else say it. You know, it's because it really just came out of our brains and it came out of my brain. And, you know, so that's, you know what I mean? When you're yourself, you'd be surprised. When you just be yourself and make music that really comes out of your brain and is not influenced by anything else and just comes out of you, you'd be surprised at how proud of yourself you'd be. And I think a lot of people don't realize that, but we do. So that's what naturally just separates us. We don't try to not be not be like them. It's just we're just ourselves. We're just ourselves, and it just comes out naturally that we're not like them because we're not influenced by them, you know. So, yeah.
And when did you start production on Inauguration?
Late 08. Big Pit, you know, I'm really blessed and lucky to have somebody like him as a producer and / friend and / partner when it comes to this music. You know, it's just, you know what I mean? He's always been, he's been with me since day one with music. Like, he just really been the dude to just like, you know, like he was always the musical brain behind everything, you know, all the time. So, you know, this guy's been my business partner since day one, and he knows me better than anybody. So, you know, I started getting like all these, he has the arsenal of beats. Like he just, you know, I'm so lucky to be able to have just unlimited amount of beats. And on top of that, my brother's a producer as well and has a way different style than Nuran. And he has a way different style than him. So it's like, I got a selection of beats that I can just choose from. So late 08, I started shopping around, looking at what we had through the computer and stuff, and started putting stuff together because, you know, I just started having a lot of anger and started making tracks that, you know, the group couldn't relate to.